Welcome once again
Yeah.
to our podcast,
Yes.
Dreams to Reality for the Impaired.
Mm-hmm.
Here, we've created this space basically to speak about disability, the challenges, the things vitu zenye zinaendelea na watu walemavu. So we've decided to create awareness, to enlighten your people, to encourage you, to inspire you, and also to empower us, all of us. So we are here to learn.
Yes.
And so without much ado, I'll go straight to introducing ourselves. I'm Faith,
I'm Ismail.
and welcome to our podcast.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk much about my childhood. That is, ever since I understood myself and knew what was happening in my life. That's around nursery school, all the way to the end of primary school. That's
Yeah.
class 8. Yeah. So most of it will be about school, but also about the journey towards seeking for, um, treatment for my condition, my disability. How far did we get with that? What were the challenges that we faced during that time in terms of seeking for that service, in terms of, seeking different doctors' opinions and the like.
Yeah.
So it's a journey. So join us as we shed more light on that journey, so that we can also learn from it, most importantly, and so that whoever is going through that journey now, it may be, a bit easier for them because from this story, maybe they can learn one or two things on how to navigate around the challenge.
Yeah, true.
So let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're basically, maybe you're going just to take us through your school. Like right now, we'll just do school
Yeah.
up to class 8. Then maybe on Thursday, we'll take it up from now there to high school and now to
uni.
uni. So yeah, you can tell us like how your childhood was, your experience, and yeah.
My childhood was interesting. Of course, we started uh, at a very early stage. We started looking for, solutions to this challenge that I have. The physical disability that I have. So we went to a lot of hospitals. I looked for, very many doctors to give us different opinions. Yeah. So basically, doctors couldn't really figure out what it was, but they ruled out cerebral palsy, because
Cerebral palsy.
yeah. So that was ruled
Oh,
out.
they ruled it out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I had no symptoms of the same, apart from just my lower limbs not having enough strength or enough power. But
To make you walk.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So because we couldn't really find a condition per se, we just did physio. So the physio went a long way in helping me get stronger, my lower limbs and upper limbs to get stronger. So I did physio for very many years, even past primary school. Although on and off, sometimes, in fact, when I was younger, sometimes the physio used to come home. Sometimes I go to the hospital. There's a place called
Where were you doing this physios from? Or was there a specific hospital?
yeah. So we've gone to a few. The spinal injury hospital.
Where is it?
Somewhere in
Just for
Hurlingham.
our viewers to know.
Yeah. It's somewhere in Hurlingham. Somewhere close to DOD. And then we also went to APDK. So APDK is within the National Council for People Living with Disability, within their headquarters in Nairobi. They share the same compound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they offer physiotherapy at subsidized prices because it's a government facility.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, I've been to also Kenyatta as well, but I think now I'm not sure that they still offer the same. But
in Kenyatta?
yeah, since it's now fully a referral hospital, I'm not so sure.
Okay.
But for PDK, for spinal injury, they are still very much functional. Yeah, and whoever needs expertise in that field, orthopedic surgeon, everything around that field, you find good help at spinal injury hospital.
Yeah.
It's a government hospital, so the prices are quite fair. You can go for consultation so that you know where to start. But yeah, those are the hospitals I can remember. Although we went for consultations even in Aga Khan, Nairobi Hospital, just to get a different opinion. But basically for me, it is physio that has kept me going. Helped me to get stronger, more flexible, you know. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I can say about physio and the journey.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's been continuous throughout. Yeah. So now back to my schooling. So I went to a nursery school called Delivery Research Nursery School in Isli for 2 years. That time it was just nursery and pre-unit, then class one. So for 2 years I was there. So basically I used to be carried by my parents or their house help, who was my secondary caregiver, and my parents were not there. Went from school. Thankfully, school wasn't far from home.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but while in nursery school, I engaged in all the fun, academics, playing, singing, everything, you know. Yeah, then moved, when I went to primary, moved to a school called Young Angels, still in Isli.
How was your movement by that time? Were you using a wheelchair?
No.
Just
When I was that time, when I was that young, I used to crawl
okay.
because I wasn't very heavy. And remember, I was going for physio, so
Okay.
yeah, I had developed quite some strength on my limbs, so I could easily crawl to move around. Yeah, I also used to maximize on the crawling for play. Yeah. So that's basically it. When I got to primary, changed a bit because I had to get someone to help me around school. Yeah, just an employee of the school, but basically who also used to take care of me.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did that. We went to Young Angels for I think 3 years, up to class 3. Then I shifted from Young Angels to Muslim Academy.
Oh, the one in
South Sea.
South Sea.
Yes. So that's where I got to do most of the stuff because I understood myself more.
Better.
Yeah, I understood my condition. I also accepted by that time. In fact, I accepted my condition very early on because I had a very supportive environment around me. My parents, my teachers, the whole, circle around me was extremely supportive. So
how was now that you had understood yourself better and now you know that you're physically challenged?
yes.
How was it in Nairobi Muslim? Like, did you get any kind of criticism? Maybe if you need help, are
No.
they easy to offer help and all that?
I actually didn't get any kind of criticism or challenge. I remember a lot of people within the school fraternity there who held my hand, encouraged me every day. Yeah. Mr. Warfa, many others, just, telling me you can do it, you're doing so well. So I also had a very supportive student community, people community around me. They used to carry me whenever I needed to move around. But by then I got in a wheelchair. By the time I was in Nairobi Muslim, I got a wheelchair.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a wheelchair from Kijabe. Yeah, from the hospital. There was an American NGO that offered wheelchairs. So thankfully, I was one of the people who were selected to be given free wheelchairs at that time. Yeah, so during one of the visits, I also went to Kijabe. So that's when I got to know of the program that they were giving out wheelchairs. My parents applied and I got it. Yeah, so I used to use that in school as well. But when it came to playtime, I got off the wheelchair, went onto the field. Remember, I could crawl, yeah? So I used to crawl. That's how I used to play.
You used to
Goalkeeper,
play
football,
any?
yeah.
Okay.
I used to play football as a goalkeeper that time. And I still love football up to now. Yeah,
I know.
so, yeah,
I know that for
yeah,
sure. Yeah.
yeah. So that's how I went through. I never faced any challenge actually in Muslim Academy.
There was
Because
there was no. At one point, maybe you felt like, maybe why am I like this when you're in school?
hey, school was so much fun, and I didn't get an opportunity to feel like that at all.
Mm.
You know.
And you're still the only child at that time.
Yes.
Okay.
So I had a lot of fun in school basically, and I think that fun also helped me to get along very easily.
Like it didn't give you space to
Yeah.
even start
Yeah.
thinking anything negative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of play. I joined clubs, debate club, in school. Um, also did a lot of drama once in a while, and I was a scout at that early age.
How did you used to do the scouting?
So yeah, so by that time I had a wheelchair, and I was flexible enough so I could just push myself in the
Oh, okay.
wheelchair.
Okay.
So that's how I did scout. So I've been a
You're
scout. I went for camping. I remember I went twice to Roland Camp, somewhere around Ayani, Kibera area. I think it's still there up to now. Yeah. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun sleeping in tents outside, engaging in other activities. Yeah, so I thank my parents and I thank God for at least giving me the opportunity to experience all these things, you know. That's what made me feel like I was just like any other child, you know. Whenever there was school trips, there was camping, I was always involved, you know.
very important.
Yeah. So I had a lot of fun in school that time. I was in Muslim Academy from class 3 to class 5, then moved to Allen Grove School. So Allen Grove was a bit different in terms of dynamics, yeah, because I think my parents realized I needed to get a bit more serious with my education.
You used to play too much.
I used to play too much. And when I was in Nairobi Muslim, we schooled with a cousin of mine, very, very, very good friend up to now, Yasin. So Yasin was,
The guy.
yeah, he was the fun of the party. So that explains why things happened the way they did. But him being there also gave me a lot of happiness, gave me a lot of joy. We went to camps together. We did everything together, you know. If he wasn't at our place, I was at his place during holidays or weekends. So I think that for me made it very easy to adapt to school and to enjoy school as well. Yeah, because there was somebody I knew all the way. Yeah. But when I moved to Allen Grove, we shifted schools. He went to another school. I went to Allen Grove. So now this was a totally new environment, new teachers, new staff, new pupils. And remember, I told you whenever I had to go to a school, my parents had to look for a caregiver within the school. Same with Allen Grove. So
Were they could you maybe by any chance know if they were being paid extra for maybe the extra service they would give
I'm
you?
not too sure, especially for Allen Grove. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure that it's the school that offered. But what I know is that my parents really went out of their way whenever they had to find a school because one, you had to find a school that was ready to
Accommodate
accommodate,
you.
yes, somebody with who is physically challenged. So that I'm sure took a lot of effort and time. Yeah, but we moved from Nairobi Muslim to Allen Grove. The objective was achieved. My performance improved quite a lot. Yeah, but I struggled a lot to adopt that school because
Why?
remember this is a different set of pupils. Probably they've not interacted with such pupil before.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so
okay.
it took quite some time. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
then in Nairobi Muslim we didn't have activities like swimming, but in Allen Grove they were there.
Mm,
So and then before I got to Allen Grove I used to swim, yeah.
mm,
But now, of course, at school they took it more seriously. You know, it wasn't just for fun. So I used to go for swimming in school as well. I used to participate in swimming competitions
mm,
uh, while I was in Allen Grove.
mm.
But it took quite a lot of time for me to
Settle.
adapt to the new environment.
Mm,
Yeah, especially with in terms of movement. Although Allen Grove was actually quite wheelchair friendly, they had ramps.
mm,
Yeah, so it was easy for me to move around with the wheelchair. It was my fellow pupils who used to help me around with moving,
mm,
unless I needed to go to the washroom and all. But most of the time, it is other pupils who used to help me around. Yeah.
mm.
Um,
Did you find any kind of challenges? Because I understand Nairobi Muslim was you kulikuwa na ile like mmeingiana.
yeah.
So did you find the same in Allen Group when?
Not really.
Mm,
And I wouldn't blame anyone. I
mm,
think as a school they did their best,
mm.
but just for the pupils, I think it was a whole new experience
Experience.
for them. So sometimes they would go for games and leave me back in class, and maybe a teacher would pass by or somebody, then now take me to playing, to the playing ground.
Were you also shy to ask them to like take
Uh,
you with them to the playground?
I think so
Mm.
because it was
You
like,
didn't know how they would
yeah,
react.
and it was a new place, so it
Mm-hmm.
took quite some time. I remember when I was still new, we went for a trip in Nyeri in
Mm-hmm.
a place called Treetops. It's a hotel. So Treetops, the rooms were upstairs,
Mm-hmm.
but the dining area and everything else was downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, when other people's, of course, went down to do their stuff, engage in activities,
Mm-hmm.
for the 2 days, I think if I'm not wrong, I was left upstairs, but I only went downstairs to like have meals and then get back up. But because of the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
moving was quite a hassle, so I couldn't move up and down all the time. Yeah, so I spent most of the time alone in the room because other kids were doing other fun stuff, just enjoying their trip.
Mm-hmm.
But so of course you can't, like, you don't want people not to enjoy because they are staying in there. Yeah, so I just had to be in the room, watch telly or uh, find stuff to do, you know. But so that's where those are some of the challenges that I think I vividly remember when I felt left out. Um, Not that I would blame anyone, yeah, but maybe just like being aware where we are going to sleep. Maybe the school would have been more aware that if you're going to teach us how disability friendly is it? Okay,
No,
is it wheelchair friendly?
no,
So
najua
that,
hiyo kitambo. I think disability
yeah,
haikuwa ile sana,
yeah,
and
sahi
people
ndio,
didn't
mm,
put so much effort to know like would this place be
yeah,
maybe be wheelchair friendly or disability friendly,
yeah,
and like now at least there's so much
yeah. And
that
then I
people know
think the
about.
difference between then and now is now I'm able to ask someone in advance how,
Exactly.
yeah, if I'm going somewhere,
Mm.
how friendly is it for me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then of course I was young, I wasn't inquisitive enough to know in advance how the place was
True.
and stuff like that.
True.
Yeah, so I've gone through school.
Mm.
That's like I finished primary school in Allen Grove.
Mm.
Yeah, it was fun. It had its ups and downs, like we have talked about.
Mm.
But for me, most important is that I wasn't taken to a special school. I think that for me was a very big advantage because I
Mm.
never got to see myself as being very different or very unique from other
Mm.
students.
Mm.
I engaged myself in scouting, in you know. I went for, camps,
Swimming.
scouting camps. I did swimming competition in school. So I basically did everything I could. Yeah. And of course, that was because of having just a supportive system around me. People who used to encourage me every day from school to home. I remember I in Nairobi Muslim, I can quite vividly remember Mr. Warfa. He was I think the school principal. He used to encourage me every time I met. How are you doing? You're doing so well. I'm so happy. I can see you are playing with your fellow pupils. You're doing so well. So he used to encourage me a lot. Yeah. And when I went to Allen Group, the same. I met a very nice head teacher when I joined. Yeah, she was extremely supportive. She even offered at some point to be taking me to swimming classes with her car because getting to the bus was a bit of a challenge. Yeah, so those are people who really held my hand at that particular time or those particular moments, and it meant a lot because I never felt left behind. Okay, whenever they went for swimming or PE, I always went with them. Yeah, so it was quite a good experience for me. I'd never trade that for anything. So, to any person with a disabled child or relative, I really encourage you, of course, depending on the kind and the level of disability, if they can go to a normal school, by all means, allow them to. Yeah. And allow them to participate in as many things as possible, even if they will not be doing it as perfect, but just the participation goes a long way in building somebody's self-confidence, self-awareness, self-acceptance. Yeah, so these things are possible to our viewers. These things are possible. We just need opportunity from an early age because just imagine if I didn't get the opportunity to go to school like I have,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be here doing this podcast, having this discussion.
True.
Yeah, so just try as much as possible to give the best opportunities possible to people living with disability. They don't have to be opportunities unique to them or to their condition. Yeah, you can just find a way to allow them blend in with other children or other people whenever possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we'll end there for today.
Yeah, and
So,
before we end, I
yes,
also
please.
would also want just to say something, like just to echo on what you had said earlier, like parents, guardians, caregivers, if we have a disabled person in the community, it is a calling, and it is also human, just to come around and encourage this person to come out, because not everybody has that self-esteem, that confidence to come out and say one, two,
and even
three.
for the caregivers as well.
Exactly. Give them opportunities, encourage them, without forgetting that
So
God is also the ultimate
yeah,
caregiver who gives you that strength and all that. And also a big shout to your parents who gave you the support, because if it were not for them, honestly, I don't think you would be where you are today. Yeah, so we are very, very grateful for just that support that they gave you, the good schools they took you to. They tried to encourage you in everything they saw, the abilities that they saw in you. They pushed it until it came out to where you are today.
Absolutely.
So to our viewers, we are very grateful. We are excited to be sharing our journey together. So I think we'll end it here for now.
Yes.
Until next time, cheers.
Bye-bye.